So you think this video would be me reacting to the Challenge Cup game and celebrating, and it should be. But Ultras, I'm not angry, I'm fucking raging. So, at the Challenge Cup game at Firhill, I don't want to do any, oh, this is the big clickbaity thing or whatever. Basically, there was racist abuse that was spray painted and vandalised on the Partick Thistle toilets in the Lambie stand, in the John Lambie stand. And it was racist abuse that was directed towards a Partick Thistle fan called Manpreet. I don't know anything about him. I've just done a little sort of search, and he has a Twitter page, I think, and he just happens to be a Partick Thistle fan that is not of the white race. That's all I know, right? Doesn't happen to be white. And because of that, seemingly, he's got racist abuse. You could have abused him for anything else, You could have given him banner for being a Partick Thistle fan or whatever. Who knows, out of all the clubs you could have chosen in Glasgow, you chose that one, that kind of one. But no, you didn't do that. You went straight for the colour of his skin, because that's funny, apparently. And I think that's in my opinion, don't want to get political, but I think that's a systemic problem, in my opinion. If you look at particularly Instagram, I've noticed that if you're a male of the younger demographic, your algorithm's fucked. And also, teenagers just happen to be a lot more edgy than, adults would be. And it's just, but it doesn't excuse the behaviour at all. I'm absolutely raging that that's happened at a cup final, another team's stadium, and they've abused another fan. Is something that you can't control, and it's not even banter, it's just abuse for the sake of abuse, and because it's funny to them and to nobody else. That's the thing which has really annoyed me here. The Rovers are going to have to pay fuck loads of money to get that stadium repaired, so there goes a decent chunk of your prize money right there. And it's just a bad look for the club, a bad look for everybody involved. I've tried to sort of toe the line with the Ultras. I've defended them in times where they did break some seats, and I said that it was bad to break seats, but they also bring atmosphere. At this point, fuck atmosphere, because if you're abusing other fans, if you're intimidating other fans, which I've seen a video of them intimidating the Inverness fan bus, you don't do that. We're well beyond the days of football casuals. If you want to go and romanticise football casuals, fuck off and go watch Millwall, right? Not even sure they have casuals or anything anymore or whatever, but that's the first one I could think of. Because if that's really why you want to be here, you want to be here to fight and things, go join your local, mixed martial arts group, Don't do it at a football match. Realistically, no one's really here to pick a fight. A very, very small minority of people are here to pick a fight, and now you've sort of burned bridges with the club, probably, because I don't see them ever inviting you back. And now you've probably burnt bridges with other fan bases, with your own fan base. We've all seemingly came out in condemnation of this, which is, thank God for that. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the current situation. It just feels so, I feel empty. And I feel angry at the same time, because, this is my club. This is my team. You're representing my team. This is my town, right? And it's in a National Cup final, on television, This is probably some of the most press that our team's going to get. And what you've done is you've taken a moment that should be really, really powerful and fans don't forget, and now we're going to remember, oh, that was also the day where, why is there a fruit flying? Now they're going to remember, oh yeah, that was also the day where, people painted racist abuse on the fucking toilets. Yeah, it's a shit situation, in my opinion, for everybody involved. For Partick Thistle, for Manpreet, that specific fan that got racially abused. I don't know why it was him specifically. I have no idea. Don't know. I have no idea what he's done. From what I can tell, he's done absolutely nothing. Looked at his Twitter page, just seems to be interested in Partick Thistle and the Scotland games. Like every other football fan, just talking about his club and everything like that. And then for him to go and have to be singled out is just fucking horrible, man. To see that in, 2026, you're like, I thought we were beyond this, guys. But, algorithms and all that kind of stuff kind of comes back into that, but, you know, not really my thing to say. I'm just angry, honestly. I don't know how to process it. Now, I don't see how the Ultras come back from this. You know, I know they put out a little statement as well, saying that, you know, it wasn't their group. I don't know how it wasn't their group. I don't know who it was at that point. You know, I'd like more clarity on that if that's the case. Yeah, I've got a feeling this Friday meetup, you know, get a picture with the players and the cup is going to be a bit more awkward, especially if there's directors there, because I will be asking some questions. What are you going to do? Are you planning to keep them around? What will you do to stop that from happening in the future? If we get to any more cup finals, I hope so. If we get to any more, say for example, well, even just away games, what are we going to do? This ultra scene, in my opinion, has, you know, upsides in that it increases atmosphere, but it has massive, massive downsides in that it seems to be bringing back this almost hooligan culture. And you don't, where do you go? How do you stop? How do you get the good and then take away the bad? Or is it the case of you have to take away it all and then lose the good? I don't know what we should do. But I do know that the people should be held responsible that have done this. I'm pretty sure Firhill does have CCTV, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find the people that, you know, went and spray painted that horrible fucking shit on the toilet walls and stuff. But honestly, I'm fed up at this stuff happening. There's also been reports of them fighting in Aberdour for some fucking reason. So, you know, yeah, it's ridiculous, in my opinion, that this has happened. In my opinion, the Rovers are a family club, a community club, and this isn't how we should be. You know, this isn't how we should be with other teams. This is how we shouldn't be about other fans. You can banter about with other fans all you want, but, you know, don't go over that kind of line where it's full on, you know, racist attacks and stuff, and fighting your fellow fans in the street and all that kind of thing, and trying to intimidate the Inverness bus. That specifically really annoyed me. I didn't see any bother from the Inverness fans, didn't see anything that they did that could have, you know, caused anything like that. It was just a case of, let's intimidate them because we're fucking hard, even though we're not, right? That's the vibe I got from that. I don't know why people are doing this, but, well, I do. It's probably to make them feel like their life has some sort of meaning, when they don't have much control over X, Y, and Z, but that's not how you do it. If you want to do that, come and support the team, back the team. Have the team be part of your identity, not fighting the other fans, right? That's my opinion. I'm getting quite annoyed at some people saying that this is typical, you know, behaviour from X fan base or Y fan base. I don't think that helps anybody. I get why some people say that, but just frustrating to say the least. To definitely say the least. Holy shit. But yeah, not happy at all with how this has been done. This is just me rambling about the Ultras. I don't know where we go from there. I'm waiting for the club to make a full-on statement. They have made a little one, just saying they're aware of it, but we're needing something more detailed and we're needing it soon. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.